It is officially game week for Kirby Smart and the Georgia Bulldogs, and Kirby had a lot to say on Sunday talking about Julian Humphrey and the transfer portal, which I'm going to start this video off with, talking about the offensive line, talking about how elite Texas is. He had a lot to say. Of course, you can read all of that over on Dog Post for free, so make sure you do that. But I want to start this video talking about the transfers. Of course, on Sunday, Julian Humphrey decided, hey, I don't want to be with the team to prepare for Texas. I'm going to enter the portal. And I just want to share, my thoughts. Listen, I have no problem with kids transferring, especially from Georgia, because most of the time they're transferring because they're not playing. And they're not playing because they're not good enough to play and make an impact at a place like Georgia, and Julian Humphrey falls into that category. He got benched, I believe the Tennessee game, barely played against UMass and Georgia Tech, and he said, you know what, I'm not fighting back, I need a fresh start, I'm out of here. So he quit on the team. He's going to transfer, but to do it before the Texas game, I just found really odd. He basically had a foot out in the transfer portal window this time last year, came back, and now it's, he's out, and it doesn't make Georgia a worse team that he's gone. But at the end of the day, there's going to be a lot more transfers, and you have to play. If guys aren't playing at Georgia, you've got to go play somewhere else. So I have no problem with kids, trying it out, trying to compete and play at a place like Georgia. But especially if you're 2 or 3 years in and you're not playing, and you've got hungry, sometimes 4 and 5 stars right behind you trying to earn playing time too. Yeah, it's time. Justin Fields had to go, right? He had to transfer if he wanted to play. Mikael Sherman had to transfer if he wanted to play. The list goes on and on. A.J. Harris, Jackson Meeks, Marvin Jones Jr. These guys want more playing time, and if it's not happening at Georgia, they have to leave. That's part of the game right now, and it is what it is. So more transfers are coming, but I wouldn't say that those guys are necessarily quitting on the team like Julian Humphrey did. That's just reality. That's what happened. I'm not trying to be mean, but, quitting is quitting. So transfers happen, but moving on, right? Kirby Smart, he said, I'm not dealing with it. That's what he said. Someone asked him, he said, I'm not dealing with the transfer portal. Focused on Texas. I'm focused on the guys here. So he is not concerned with Julian Humphrey, and I think the door's shut on him coming back. But more are leaving, and it's not the end of the world. But here's what he had to say about Texas, because he didn't want to talk about the portal. I get it. But here's what he had to say about Texas, of course, just giving them all the praise. Giving them all the praise. But first, before I forget, listen, Christmas is later this month, y'all. Get your Christmas shopping done right now, and the best gift for the Georgia Bulldog member of your family or friend is this bad boy right here from collegebronze.com. This is the best looking statue you're going to find on the market today. Some houses have like 2 gargoyles up by their porch or their driveway or whatever, or lions. No. Get you 2 of these bad boys right here. It would be the most intimidating house on the street. You got to let your neighbors know that you pull for the dogs. Look at this bad boy. That's the best boy ever. Promo code DOGPOST. That's what I'm trying to get at. DAWGPOST. It's in the description below in this video. Get yours today. It's the best Christmas gift you can find, okay? Get on it now. Don't wait till later. Promo code DOGPOST. That's very important. All the information is in the description below in this video. Look at this guy. Kirby Smart said Texas, their backs have been elite, even though they've been banged up. They played really well. Their defense is elite. They're one of the best in the country. Their special teams, really elite. And they are a really good team. Of course, the only time they've lost, you all saw it in Austin, to these dogs who, just manhandle them in the trenches. And Georgia's front 7 won them that game. And it could be the opposite this time, because Georgia's offensive line is banged up. He talked a lot about that, how much they've had to mix and match, how many guys, different guys on the offensive line, starters who have been out missing practice time for weeks here, weeks there. They've had to scramble so much on the interior. And Texas has a lot of really good players on that front 7. Kirby, again, spoke about all that. But here's what he had to say about Monroe Freeling, the second-year former 5-star, who has really done a good job, I think, at left tackle, and it's kind of changed the offense in a way. When Georgia's offense is clicking, you look at Monroe Freeling, and a good amount of the time recently, he's been at that left tackle spot. Kirby had to say he's had his moments. He's played well at moments, and he's struggled sometimes. I think he's a kid that's growing up. He's getting better. It's the hardest position to play probably in football outside of maybe quarterback. He and Ernest Green have manned that position well. Whoever has been healthy has been in the game and has done a good job. I'm really proud of the things both of those kids have done. And, Monroe Freeling's still a little banged up. Ernest Green has not had a great year. He's been banged up too. Xavier Trust is just not dependable on the right side. He's had a mix and match. Micah Morris has been injured. Jared Wilson's been injured. Obviously, Tate Ratledge has been banged up. So this group has really gone through the ringer this year, and that's a big reason why the running game has just not been consistent all year. They have not been able to run the ball the way they want. Kirby talked about that too. He said, we had a merry-go-round on the offensive line. I've never been around a group that's had to change lineups, especially in practice the way that we have this year. We probably had 5 starters miss entire weeks of practice. It hasn't always equated at game time, but it equates to game playing ability. That's one of the biggest things we struggle with, is just staying healthy on the offensive line. That would help our game some. Not to mention being healthy at running back would help some too. Yeah, they're banged up on the offensive line. They're banged up at running back. They are getting Roderick Robinson back. He's not 100%. Branson Robinson is back. He's not 100%. Nate Frazier's been great for them. As a freshman, he has really stepped up and has played his butt off, right? He's just still kind of a young pup, even though Kirby Smart said, we don't look at him as a freshman anymore. Yeah, because he's played so much. And it doesn't look like Trevor Etienne is going to be available for this game. Maybe he's back for the playoffs. I think that's what they're hoping. But he's going to be out. So, when you're mixing and matching the offensive line the way they have, I know there's a lot of veterans on that line and guys who have played together for a while, but still, it's hard to be cohesive against really good defensive fronts when guys are being plugged in left and right, moved here, moved there. While you're banged up, being able to play multiple spots, it's really tough to establish a consistent run game, guys opening up all the holes and being where they need to at the same time when you're not 100% and, you're not super deep. Especially when you got a freshman running back there trying to make something happen between this jumbled offensive line. So it's been a real struggle, and I think Texas has an opportunity to take advantage of that. But, we saw what Ole Miss did to Georgia's front and their run game. They've got to be able to run the ball at some point in this game. It's going to be tough. Carson Beck is going to have guys in his face all game long. If the offensive line holds up and gives Carson just a little bit more time, he can probably avoid those bad turnovers and the interceptions where he's throwing it into a super tight window because, he's off his spot, he's getting pressured, and it's not a throw that he can make, right? So if he has a little more time to wait for someone to get open, right, the last second, we've seen Carson be very, very good when he's got time, but that's not going to be easy. But yeah, Kirby is a big fan of the Longhorns, and we'll see. Going back to Julian Humphrey, he was asked about the young corners probably having to step up now. But, I lost my train of thought for a second. Daniel Harris has got to get better too. But he said Ellis Robinson has come along. DeMello Jones has come along. They've got really, those young, talented corners. People want to see them. People want to see Ellis Robinson out there. I totally get it. But he's not ready, or else he would have been out there. And we are going to see him more and more. And if, they can hold on to him next year, which they're going to have to hold on to everyone, right? It's free agency. If you don't think other schools are telling Ellis Robinson in the offseason when this portal opens up, illegally or legally, whatever, hey, dude, you didn't play much at Georgia. You can come be a star for us. We can offer you this in NIL. We can offer you this much of playing time. Doesn't look like you're playing much over at Georgia. He's going to hear that, right? There's going to be some negative recruiting against Georgia, but Georgia's got to recruit him to stay on board. I think they can do it. And if they can, I think he has a chance to have a really possibly breakout season next year as a sophomore. But maybe we see him some against Texas. If he's ready to play, if he's earned it in practice, he will be out there. But Daniel Harris has got to play better, or else it might be time to see some of these younger guys. It's not ideal to throw them out there in the SEC championship game or in the playoffs, but that's where they are right now. When you have a guy who says, hey, I'm benched. I don't want to be here anymore. I'm done competing. I'm out. I'm not going to play next year. So don't even worry about me helping y'all this week. I'm out. I'm letting you know I'm entering the portal. It's not even open yet, but I'm going to tell y'all I'm out. See you later. Can't have those guys on the team. And again, I don't want to be critical of the guy, but I cover the dogs. I cover this team. I cover this program. And when someone leaves like that, you gotta question, what's he going through and why he came to that decision to quit. Not to transfer, but to kind of quit there. But moving on, right? Because he's not on the team. Georgia can win this game, but that offensive line has got to step up and play one of their best games of the season. If they can't consistently run the ball, which is going to be tough, it's going to be tough. If they can't do it, and they're asking Carson to throw 40, 45 times, which is probably what's going to happen, it's hard to imagine him not making some mistakes and, putting the team in trouble. But the defense is going to have to play their best game. They're going to have to help the offense out, because I think it's going to be a real struggle to move the ball consistently and light up the scoreboard against this Texas defense. We're going to talk more about this throughout the week, but that's just a few topics that Kirby Smart hit on. Just wanted to give my thoughts as well. Thanks for watching. Get your Bulldog today. Promo code DOGPOST, okay? Christmas is like in 4 weeks. Get yours today. Promo code DOGPOST, DAWGPOST. All the information is in the description below in this video. Help your boy out. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you over on the website.